Live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, what a great summer league game. I want to start there, and then we'll jump into kind of Rob Pelinka in the offseason, and then of course jump into the chat. But this was a great game, right? You saw what you wanted. Darius Baisley continues to really show some promise. I really like what we're seeing from him. He's a guy that I don't know if I'd bring him on the main roster this season just because Lakers need so many things and they're kind of limited on what they need. Maybe him next season can get on the roster. I definitely would bring him in on a two-way and just kind of see what he could do. Right, let him get some reps and some time in the G League, give him some opportunities on the main roster. Right, kind of let him get some level of consistency on the main roster. And kind of see what can he carve out, right? Like I don't want to just sign him in the main roster right now, just because I think the Lakers need kind of more proven guys like him. I think there's plenty of growth, plenty of upside. I do think that he's at times trying to do a little too much, right? Like he needs to show that he can play a role, right? And it's fine. I mean, look, he's trying to make a roster, trying to show like, dude, I can do everything. I can hit threes. I can take guys off the dribble, right? I can rebound. I can, defend. I can do all that stuff. But, I wish somebody would kind of take him aside and just be like, hey, like, if you do make the main roster, you're going to be doing so playing a role, right? So show what you can do in said role. You don't have to, try to do everything. You don't have to try to be the hero and the guy every single time. But I really do like the promise and upside and potential that we're seeing from Darius Baisley. I think he has been, he's been a real gem that we've seen in Summer League. And I think that he's everything that the Lakers need. 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, athletic, versatile, moves well, strong, physical, not afraid of contact, right? Like he's exactly what this Lakers team needs as far as like guys out on the perimeter, right? So if he can kind of continue to progress, get into Las Vegas Summer League, maybe, like I said, bring him in on a two-way, get him in a training camp with you and just kind of see what he can do. Give him some reps during the course of the regular season on the main roster, play him spot games here and there, kind of let him get a feel for what you're trying to do as an organization. And then maybe not this year coming up, but maybe next year he can make the main roster. Dalton Knecht finally came alive offensively. I really loved what we saw from Dalton Knecht here. Let's bring this up real quick. Here we go. Give me 1 second. Let's pull up the actual thing here. So, again, Dalton Knecht was fantastic. He was 9 of 18 from the floor in 29 minutes per game, 4 of 8 from 3-point range, 3 of 4 from the foul line, 8 rebounds, 4 offensive, 4 defensive, and then no turnovers, which was really good. It was a +5 and gave you 25 points. And, in many ways, single-handedly brought the Lakers back into this game that ultimately led to the Lakers winning this game. So I love what we saw from Dalton Knecht. Here's the thing, though, that is still my issue with Knecht, is the defensive side of things, right? The defense continues to be an issue, right? I even did a video and I was talking and breaking down Dalton Knecht and what we saw in the first 2 games of Summer League. And the one thing that I kept highlighting and making very apparent in that video was, I don't care about the offense so much because we know he can score. We know Dalton Knecht could go get you 30 on any given night. We know Dalton Knecht can score the basketball. The reason he fell out of the rotation and didn't get playoff minutes wasn't because he can't score the basketball. It's because he can't play defense. He can't defend. And he continues to, I haven't seen, unfortunately, any defensive improvements from him, right? And that is really disappointing. Even this game, great offensively. He finally came alive offensively, right? But if he's not shooting 50% from the floor and giving you 25, he becomes a liability, right? And that's the problem. Like, I was hoping you'd see some real defensive, like, I'm not expecting him to be elite. I'm not expecting him to be Jared Vanderbilt out there, right? I'm not expecting him to be this super duper star on the defensive side of things. But I mean, if you're getting regularly blown by and, out of position defensively and just, getting torched regularly in a summer league run, how do I expect you to then play defense and do what I need you to do in an NBA circuit, right? Like, and that's kind of where my concern still lies. I want to see some defensive capabilities, right? I want to, like, again, we know he can do this. What he did earlier tonight, right? We've seen him do at every level. We've seen him do it in college. We've seen him do it in summer league. We've seen him do it in preseason. We've seen him do it in the NBA, actual NBA games. We've seen him go off for 30 and do all this stuff. And he was spectacular. I don't want to take anything away from him, but again, I like myself and many others, right, want Dalton Knecht on this roster, right? Anytime I talk about any type of trade of Dalton Knecht, I get flooded with comments that are like, you can't trade Knecht, you can't trade Knecht, you can't trade Knecht, right? Knecht has to stay, all of that. The only way Dalton Knecht is staying on this roster without getting traded is if he shows the defensive capabilities. If he shows he can play both sides of the basketball and that improvement. If he just continues to be that, spotty, roller coaster shooter at times, yeah, on any given random night, go get you 30, sure. But not somebody that you can rely on night in and night out. He's going to get traded, right? Like, and that's the thing, like, we have to be honest about the situation. And from what we're seeing with Dalton Knecht, there hasn't been, or at least I haven't seen, watching all these games, that he's shown any type of defensive growth. I haven't seen any type of defensive improvements from him. And that's going to end up getting him, traded. He's going to end up being on the first thing smoking, to another organization, while the Lakers end up landing in Andrew Wiggins or something like that. Because again, like Lakers don't need any more offense. They have more than enough offense. Lakers are going to be probably the best offense in the league, probably by a good margin, right? They need guys that can do both. And Dalton Knecht, I need to see more once we get to NBA, the Las Vegas Summer League. I need to see more on the defensive side of things. I really hope the coaching staff is talking to Knecht and going like, hey, dude, like, we know you can score. We know you can go get 30, right? But can you stop the other guy from getting 30, right? I mean, they were literally switching on him late in that game. Literally, right? Like, what do they do? At the end of the game, they kept trying to switch on a Dalton Knecht to get free eats. Right? Like they're doing that in Summer League. What do you think they're going to do come regular season? Come playoff time, right? Like, that's my concern. I want to see Knecht thrive. I want to see him shine, and I want to see him do it on the Lakers. But we need to see some defensive improvement. We need to see it kind of pretty fast. That's my concern. But again, excellent game from him. Dude was, dude saved the day. Absolutely. Right. But we need, again, I want to see some actual growth from him. But Rob Pelinka, right? We're all kind of still waiting around for some moves, some trades. Supposedly they're doing a consolation trade, or not consolation, consolidation. There we go. Consolidation trade. They're trying to, clear some salary, clear a roster spot or two. I hope that we do that in the thick of a trade, right? What I mean by that is, like, Marcus Smart, for example. Lakers, I made a video a couple hours ago about Io, Marcus Smart, and who was the third? Was Io, Marcus Smart, and why am I blanking on the third guy? Anyway, it'll come to me. But anyway, Lakers are interested in those guys. Like, I would love to see a consolidation trade through that. So, like, you get Io and, have Chicago take on, Maxi Kleba and, a Gabe Vincent, or even just a Maxi Kleba, right? So you basically clear $6 million off the books. Well, you'd have to clear another player off, but, like, you get the point, right? Clear a couple guys off. Thibault, thank you, Scott. Thibault, that's who it was. It was Io, Thibault, Io DeSumo, Matisse Thibault, and then got a million things running in my head. Let me finish my thought, and then I'll break down those players. But thank you, Scott. It was Thibault. But point is that, I don't want, like, if the Lakers are going to trade for Thibault, for example, like I want to see them trade for Thibault and then also clear off the roster spot and the cap space and all that stuff, right? I want them to do it all in kind of one swoop rather than like, hey, here's Gabe Vincent and a second round pick and cash consideration. Like I want it to be, hey, we got a guy that we need, got a guy that makes sense, and then kind of take it from there. So that's kind of my hope. I hope it's not just like a consolidation trade. The Bradley Beal situation, I think, is kind of interesting. We were supposed to get the word 24 to 48 hours. I have a video kind of deep diving into that tomorrow because I want to get in the chat here in a moment. But, I think it's interesting because we were supposed to already kind of have a word on it. Supposedly he's going to the Clippers, although Eric Pincus believes that he's still going to sign a 2-year deal with the Lakers. So we'll see how that goes. My one thing with that, though, is like, okay, if all of the rumors are true and Suns are buying them out, which we got confirmation that they are. So Suns are buying them out. If he wanted to go anywhere else but the Lakers, he could already do it. I don't know why, like what's the holdup, right? Again, and maybe he will. Maybe he'll get bought out tomorrow morning, depending on when you're watching this live stream. Maybe it's already happened, right? Like, so maybe it's already happened. But my thing is like, okay, if he wants to go anywhere else but the Lakers, he could go do that right now. Get bought out. And there's no negotiating. Like Bradley Beal has to take 14 million less, or I think it's like 13.8, but roughly 14 million less. He has to do that regardless. Right? So if he's going to do that, there's no negotiating on that side. Like it's done, right? Okay, well then why isn't he bought out and signing with the Clippers? The only team that can't sign him right now is the Lakers. Like the 4 teams that wanted that, or Bradley Beal is interested, like the top 4 teams are the Lakers, the Clippers, right? The Warriors and the Bucks. Those are the 4 teams based on reports that Bradley Beal is considering, like weighing their options. Now, maybe he's still kind of weighing those options, but I mean, like you kind of know what the deal is, right? Like, and look, if I'm being honest, Clippers and Bucks are probably the best place for him because he immediately gets to start for the Bucks, gets to start for the Clippers, and their starting 5 would probably be pretty ridiculous. Both guys want to get Chris Paul. If they get Bradley Beal, right? So again, I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know how that's going to work. So I just think it's odd because if the Lakers were going to, or if he was going anywhere else but the Lakers, it probably already be done. Lakers are the only team that were waiting around for a consolidation trade to sign Bradley Beal. Just kind of a thought, but we'll see. What I'm sure that many of you have questions about Rob Pelinka stuff, so I don't want to get too heavy into trades right now. I want to get into the chat, try to answer as many super chat questions, regular chat questions as I can. But it's just interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I do personally, I'll kind of end it on this thought, and then I'll jump into the chat. I personally think the Lakers are going to make a trade at some point. I do. I wouldn't be shocked if it's multiple trades. This roster just screams trade right now, and I do think that that's what's going to happen. Besides the roster screaming trade right now, like Lakers, they need to open up flexibility. There's a lot that needs to happen. They're still linked to a bunch of guys. Everyone's kind of just waiting around. Supposedly teams are waiting around for Bradley Beal, so I do think a trade is coming. But anyway, let's get into all the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions. And then real quick, hit that like button for me, please. Hit that subscribe button for me. And let's get into it. Let's dive into the chat here. Hopefully we can get Aaron Nesmith. I would love Aaron Nesmith. I don't think the Pacers are going to tear that down. I mean, they shouldn't. Everyone's young enough. It'll suck for a year, but I mean, depending on what Tyrese looks like when he gets back, I mean, they could be right into the swing of things, right back into the thick of it. I am sensing that after this performance of Dalton, he will be traded. Strike while the iron is hard. I think, look, I think Dalton's going to get traded at some point, regardless of what he does. I really do. But like I said, we all know Dalton Knecht can score, right? The Lakers aren't trading him because he can shoot the lights out. They're trading him because he can't defend, and he's the 7th, 8th, 9th guy on this roster. And it's like, unless you can stop the guy in front of you, right, he's probably not going to score 25 a night. Just probably not anytime soon, at least. So if you can kind of get value out of him, I really wanted to go. I was really hoping, and we haven't seen it yet, and that's what is frustrating for me, is we have yet to see him put together a good defensive performance. He's getting blown by. Like I said, at the end of this game, they were switching on him to try to score the basketball. They're doing that in Summer League. What do you think they're going to do in the NBA? Right? They're going to switch on him every possession. It's just, I'm disappointed with Dalton Knecht. And again, it has nothing to do with the scoring, right? I even made a video and talked about it when he was, 0 of 12 or 0 of 11 from 3-point range and was having terrible offensive performances. I said, I don't care that he's playing bad offensively. I'm not worried about the offense. I'm worried, like he's playing bad defensively, right? Like if he would have been locked down defense these last 2 games and the offense was terrible, I'd be up here praising Dalton Knecht about how great he looks and da-da-da-da-da-da. And everyone would be like, but his offense, I'd be like, I don't care about his offense. We know he can score 25. Could he defend? And he has shown it, but he hasn't. So again, I don't really care about he could have dropped 50 tonight. I don't care. We know you can do that. We watched you do it in the NBA. I need to see you be able to stop a guy in front of you that you're supposed to be clearly better than. Right? Like that's my dilemma. That's my problem. But do you think we can get Keon Ellis from the Kings? I mean, if you can, yes. I mean, is it possible? Sure. I think you'd have to probably overpay. I mean, Keon Ellis is probably the only guy on the Kings that they should keep. Everyone else they should be trading. So probably not. Shocker, what's going on? Appreciate you. How are you? Do you think Adu will start for the Lakers? I do not. He'll probably be like spot minutes. Again, he's a rookie. He's probably spot minutes. If you were going to start Adu, you might as well start Jared Vanderbilt. All right, start Jared Vanderbilt. I honestly think that they should. Right, if let's say the roster is going into the season as it is right now, right? You start Jared Vanderbilt. You have to start Jared Vanderbilt. Right? Like, because again, you have enough offense between Luka, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton. You're going to be probably, again, just those 4 alone, you're going to be the best offense in all of basketball. You need somebody that can get stops. Jared Vanderbilt can get that. And hopefully he's healthy enough to get back to being arguably the best perimeter defender in all of basketball. I think Patrick Williams and Ayo Dosunmu trade would be intriguing. I would love to get something like that if you could do that. If you could pull off some type of consolidation trade, clear off some salary, clear off a roster spot or 2, and land Patrick Williams and Ayo Dosunmu, I'd probably give up whatever you had to give up in order to do that. I'm feeling good about Ayton. He won me over on the press conference. So I did I already post that? I have the video posting, I believe, in the morning, talking about Ayton's thing, or posting it on AIS the Lakers show, not this channel. But so here's my thing about like what he said. I loved what he said. I loved the conversation that was had. Yeah, it's gonna post at 8 a.m. over on AIS the Lakers show. Here's the thing though, is that he said all the right things. I loved what he said. I loved, that he's excited. I love that he's ready to get to work. I love that he talked about winning championships. I love that he said, I understand, like I can't run away from the Lakers, right? Lakers are too big, too bright. You can't get away from the Lakers. I love all the things he said. He said everything correct. Everything you wanted to hear and then some. Beautiful. Chef kiss. I need to see it though, right? Because you can say whatever it's all sunshines, rainbows, and butterflies of beauty. Do you actually deliver on that? That's what I need to see. He is in the best situation he possibly can. DeAndre Ayton has the best setup, man, for him that he could probably have ever. And in all honesty, DeAndre Ayton is probably the best player for Luka Doncic. DeAndre Ayton is one of the best pick and roll players in all of basketball. He's one of the best lob threat and finishers in all of basketball. Literally, DeAndre Ayton, like for a Luka type of center, DeAndre Ayton is everything, like is a souped up, charged, like everything you could fantasize about what you want a center to be for Luka Doncic. DeAndre Ayton is all of that and then some. The numbers back it up. Everything backs it up. The guy is unbelievable. Problem is can he actually deliver that? Right? Can he actually finally prove that? Because he has all the tools and everything ready to go. Like this could be the building blocks for the next 6 to 8 years. We could get through this season and be like, okay, this could breed championships, right? Like, because again, they're a match made in heaven. DeAndre Ayton is the best version that a player could be for Luka Doncic based on every metric. It's just, again, we know how he is when he's on the basketball court at times, though. If he's bought in, locked in, and focused, this could be terrifying. And here's the other thing. I can't wait. Because here's, like, the narrative is hilarious, right? Because everyone's like, Ayton's trash. He's a bum. He's washed up. He's lazy, all this stuff. Watch what happens. Watch what happens as soon as he's not. Oh, Lakers have a super team. He was the number 1 pick in the draft. It's not fair. He's perfect for Luka, blah, blah, blah. Right now, everyone's like, oh, Lakers suck. Lakers are trash. DeAndre Ayton sucks. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Watch as soon as that thing, Lakers are number 1 offense in basketball. Luka and DeAndre Ayton are like the best duo in all of basketball based like on every metric. And everyone's going to say, oh, Lakers rigged the deck, blah, 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 blah. The NBA gifted the Lakers DeAndre Ayton. I can't wait. I'm like genuinely excited for that conference. And I hope it happens. I give it like a month, like 20 games at most. I think it'll even be sooner. But I'll give the haters the benefit of the doubt. 20 games, and you're going to get all this narrative of like, Lakers are a super team. It's not fair. I can't wait. Don't buy that at all. Best offense when Ayton can't hit threes. Nah. Again, he's not there to be a three-point shooter, right? Again, Lakers were one of the best offenses with Luka, LeBron, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Jackson Hayes. You're adding a guy in DeAndre Ayton. There's more to the game of basketball than just shooting threes. A lot more to the game of basketball. Like, I understand that we're in a very three-point driven league, but DeAndre, like, you don't want DeAndre Ayton shooting threes, right? Maybe the occasional three if he's open, but you're not looking for him to be that. That's not the type of center you're looking to put alongside Luka, right? Like, you're looking for him to be that roll man, operate in the pick and roll, right? Be that lob threat, be that pick and pop guy. All those things. Like, you want him shooting 10-footers, not 30-footers. Like, yeah, Lakers will be one of the best offenses, if not the best offense in all of basketball by probably a real margin. Again, thank you, Scott. Appreciate you. I wouldn't be as rude, but yes, I don't understand that comment personally. What's your top 5 players ranked of who Lakers should get to replace Rui in the starting lineup? I mean, the problem is, like, what's realistic? Like, I still think Andrew Wiggins is realistic. I think Miami will drop the price on Andrew Wiggins. I don't know how much. I don't know if it'll be enough for the Lakers to pony it up, but I do think as we move closer to training camp, you got to keep in mind, we're like 3 months from training camp, right? So, like, teams aren't in a rush to make trades right now. Teams are evaluating, seeing what happens. But Andrew Wiggins, I definitely have up there. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy. To a smaller scale, Matisse Thybulle. Trying to think of guys that may be realistic or semi-realistic. Because, like, I'd love like a Dyson Daniels or something. I just don't think that's realistic. Guys like that. How many was that? Was that 4? The problem is, again, it's just like, who's realistic, right? Like, I don't know, like, give you those 4. If I can think of another 1 or 2, I'll throw it out there. I'll just pay attention. I'll just be throwing out random names like, oh, this guy. Trade for Io and Jalen Smith. I wouldn't hate that at all. I don't think Beal is coming to the Lakers. I hope he does, though. I don't know. Like I said, maybe not. Look, if I'm being honest, if I remove my Laker bias for a moment, the Milwaukee Bucks and especially the Los Angeles Clippers, as much as it pains me to say the Los Angeles Clippers, they make more sense, right? Because Bradley Beal probably doesn't start on the Lakers, even though he probably should, right? Now, look, if I'm Bradley Beal, I'm probably looking at it and going like, like, I could, like, wait till we get to training camp. JJ Redick will be starting me over Austin Reeves, right? Type thing. But if he wants to, like, walk into a starting unit and contend for a championship, the Clippers and maybe the Bucks, depending on what other moves the Bucks make, I think has that potential. He wants to stay closer to, like, his family and his wife and stuff like that and move transition. So I do think Clippers are probably the most likely. I just think it's odd because, like, if the reports and rumors are true, and he's more likely not going to the Clippers, why isn't he already there? He could already go to the Clippers. Why not be bought out and go to the Clippers? Again, maybe it happens tomorrow at some point. The Lakers are the only team that can't sign him right this second. Right? So, like, if he was ever going to wait, it would be because he wants to go to Lakers. Just kind of a thought, like I said. Get rid of that bench is not good enough. We need players that can get buckets. Definitely need a bucket guy or two off the bench. But like I said, I'm not too worried about the offense if JJ scatters it properly. It's more so like you need better balance. Let's see. Lakers need to stop trading their young players like Knecht. Again, it depends on what you get back, right? Like, look, Knecht is young, but he's not young for the sense of like a rookie, right? Like, or year two player. I mean, he's 24, right? Like he's like a year younger than Austin Reeves, right? Like, so it's again, yes, you want young guys, but also it depends on what you're getting back. Like you could have made that argument when the Lakers traded for Anthony Davis and we won an NBA championship. It just depends on what you're getting. If you're trading Dalton Knecht for, some random guy, it's like, it's silly. That doesn't make any sense. But if it's the right piece, then yeah. Getting Beal, we need defense. Yeah, which getting Beal doesn't prevent any of that. Like, you get Beal because he's so cheap and so gifted. You're getting him at a bargain and you figure it out. Not just that, but Beal also opens up the potential for 15 other things, right? So like you get Bradley Beal because it's just arguably the best value in all of basketball. Like, that's why you do something like that. We have to go into next season with Smart, Wiggins, and Beal for me to take this team serious. Yeah, I mean, so like one of the things that I could see is like a Wizards trade, because Wizards are kind of in the market right now to kind of be that middleman, facilitate trades and stuff like that. I'd like to see maybe something like that where maybe you get Smart, maybe get like Marcus Smart and then sign and trade for like a Malcolm Brogdon and then send out like 3 guys to the Wizards, clear some cap space, clear a roster spot, and then you bring back 2 kind of defensive pieces out on the perimeter. Let's get Beal. If you can get Beal, you get Beal. Murphy, Missy, and Herb for Reeves, Knecht, Rui, salary, pick swaps. If you could get Trey Murphy, Yves Missy, and Herb Jones, I would give up everything the Lakers have, not name, obviously, Luka, Ayton, and LeBron. Right? Like, you want Knecht, you can have him. You want Reeves, you can have him. I mean, you solve literally all your issues there, and you're probably one of the best teams in all of basketball. Bro, you just said the Lakers don't need offense. They don't. They need defense. But again, it's about value, right? Bradley Beal would be the best value in all of basketball if you get him for even the biannual or the biannual exception, right? So you get him for that, and it also opens up and fixes and gives you the potential for other moves, right? If you get a Bradley Beal and you sign Bradley Beal for 2 months, right? Well, now you get, or not 2 months, 2 years, sorry. Now that gives you the potential to look, maybe now you start fielding Austin Reeves calls because you can just move Bradley Beal into the starting unit, right? Maybe you start looking at other things, right? Bradley Beal doesn't prevent you from getting the defensive pieces. It's about us. He's worth it, right? Like, again, when I was talking about the we don't need offense, I was talking about Knecht, right? Knecht is not Bradley Beal, right? Bradley Beal, say what you want about Bradley Beal. He's a product of his environment, right? The guy is still, and even what was looked at as like one of the worst seasons of his career, he was still a damn near 18-4-4 guy, right? Like, so again, like the difference is Dalton Knecht is a guy that is your best trade chip. Bradley Beal would be a vet minimum. Like, again, there's circumstances, there's variables to. Actually, scratch Beal. Just get Smart and Wiggins. No, if you can get Beal, you have to get Beal. Beal, again, the upside and potential for him is just, you can't ignore that. Especially if you can get him for essentially, at worst $5 million. Kobe coming out, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Seriously. Why keep Reeves when everyone with eyes recognizes we'll eventually need a true 2-way player to pair with Luka? Feels like Rob is scared to make any deals that aren't slam dunks for the Lakers. So a couple things about that. So the Reeves thing be a little longer explained, but as far as like Rob being scared to make slam dunk deals, it's because he has to, right? Lakers have like one shot at this, right? Like we're not the Thunder or the Spurs or the Rockets or any of these teams that have this treasure trove of assets. If Rob makes the wrong move, that's it. Or even if it is a good move or looks like a good move, but it's not enough to really raise the title window, then that's it, right? Like, yeah, you might be able to make like, kind of linear trades, but you're not going to be able to make that splash. So Rob has to, that's why I keep preaching patience. Like Rob has to hit on this. Whatever trades end up happening, whatever guys you end up landing, you have to. You probably need multiple trades. But anything that you do, he has to hit a slam dunk or he has to be able to dunk. Because again, we don't have the flex like the Thunder, right? Gave up assets to go get Gordon Hayward. And then Sam Presti came on and was like, yeah, that was a terrible decision. Like I blew that one, right? I had to do a whole press conference because it was such a disaster, but it was okay. He could afford it. It's like a millionaire losing $100. It's like, yeah, it sucks. I didn't want to lose $100, but I'll be okay. Right? Lakers aren't in that position. Lakers don't have that luxury of like, we can just, you can just go pull off let's just give up everything for Andrew Wiggins. Right. And again, patience is important because you don't know what it's going to yield, but patience only matters if it pays off. Right. For example, right. If Rob Pelinka did what everyone wanted to do and gave up all their assets to go get a Daniel Gafford or a Nick Claxton, let's say, they went and paid for that. Right. In the moment, all of us would have been like, oh my God, we got Nick Claxton, blah, 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 blah. But as soon as we found out DeAndre Ayton became available for free, we all would have been like, oh, this is why Rob sucks. Look, you gave up Knecht in a first for Nick Claxton, and you could have gotten DeAndre Ayton for free and blah, 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 blah. Like, again, Rob has to stay the course. He has to be patient, right? Like, people want to say, oh, this fell in his lap or that fell in his lap or whatever. But it fell in his lap because he was patient, right? Like, it paid off. What if Rob Pelinka went and made a bunch of trades and did a bunch of things and then didn't have the ability to go get Luka Doncic? And then we all found out he could have gotten Luka had he not made a trade for, Nick Claxton in the starting unit or something like that to pair alongside Anthony Davis. All of us would have been like, we would have been losing our minds. You could have gotten Luka Doncic and you blew it because you wanted to go get, right? But again, the patience paid off, right? Like, Lakers have to be, Rob has to be patient. He has to find the right deals. He can't blow it. We don't have the assets to just take a gamble and roll the dice. You have to find that right move. As far as Austin Reeves, the problem with Austin Reeves is at some point you're going to probably have to make a decision on Austin Reeves. But the issue with Austin Reeves is like, one, what is his true trade value? Two, you're probably not going to get that right now. Three, it's probably best for the Lakers to just sign him to a new deal and then trade him later. Because Austin Reeves was great when he was $13 million, right? One of the best value contracts in the league. He might be as much as $50 million next year. And that's the dilemma. But here's the thing. If he was $50 million and a team wanted him, you could get a bunch of stuff back. Issue is that right now, what are you going to get for Austin Reeves other than maybe assets? And the Lakers don't really need assets right now. They need players, right? Like, yeah, could you turn Austin Reeves into Herb Jones? I would probably do that. But also, if I'm being honest, that's probably a bad move, bad use of maximizing your asset, right? But like, Lakers can't trade, like let's say the Pelicans were like, we'll give you Trey Murphy and Herb Jones for Austin Reeves. You can't do it, right? You'd have to add Rui and all this other stuff. So now you're not just turning Austin Reeves into value. You're turning Austin Reeves plus other guys into value, but now it starts to wash out rather than be a net positive, right? So Lakers have to be patient with Austin Reeves. It's just they're in such a tough spot because you can't pay him $50 million, right? You can't. I don't even think you can pay him $40 million. If you can get him on 5 years, $150 million, then fine. I think you'll be able to trade him. Even like $35 million a year, I think you'd be able to trade him. But if Lakers end up paying him 5 years, $200 million, they might end up being stuck with him, which could be a real problem. Because I don't know, like teams would pay for him right now, but also again, it's like it has to be somewhere he wants to go that he's going to re-sign with. because he's not going to sign an extension. He's going to go into free agency. So that's the issue, right? Like, Lakers have to find the right trade. Lakers have to find a team that values Austin Reeves enough to give you real value. And two, has to be a place that Austin Reeves wants to go to and is like, yeah, I'll sign a new deal with them, and are willing to pay him. It's hard to do. It's hard to find. Lakers might be better off just keeping him, at least for right now. And look, I'm not against trading Austin Reeves. I talk about trading Austin Reeves all the time. I like Austin Reeves. I like him a lot. But you're right. Lakers need two-way guys. Like I would rather a Luka, Andrew Wiggins, Herb Jones, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton starting five than a Luka, Austin Reeves, Andrew Wiggins, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton starting five, right? Because we need the defensive versatility out there. But again, Kobe, thank you so much for Super Chat. I really appreciate that. All right, let's get back into the regular chat until some more trickle in. Shoot, where was I? Give me 1 second. Here we go. Offense on the bench would be nice, but need defense way more. If you're talking about the Bradley Beal situation again, yes, like Lakers need balance, period. But again, Bradley Beal is it would be arguably the best contract in all of basketball that you'd be getting him on. Like, you have to do it. You have to. You do it and you figure it out, right? And again, like I said, that kind of opens the door for other potentials and possibilities, because it's like, hey, if we do trade Austin Reeves, like who's going to give us his scoring, playmaking, and creativity on the offensive side of things? Oh, wait, we got Bradley Beal, right? Things like that are the difference. So, let's go. Dude, I would seriously give Bazley a look. Him and Dalton went crazy. In other words, fire Rob. Also, do you know why Eric Dixon isn't playing? Really want to see him play. He'll probably play for Las Vegas Summer League. The Eric Dixon part, Lakers, usually the California Classic is where you're kind of trying to get a look at some other guys that you kind of have some interest in, trying to look and see, okay, which guys are going to carry over into the Vegas Summer League, which is like the big tournament, and then which kind of guys do we have interest in on maybe on a two-way or whatever, right? Kind of like Eric Dixon is already on a two-way. He's not trying to play for a two-way. Lakers aren't curious on if he's worth a two-way or not. To them, he already is, right? So you don't really need to look at him right now in the California Classic. You'll see him in summer in the Vegas League, but California Classic, again, Bazley, right? He's not on anything. Right? This is a good imagine if they had Eric Dixon, they'd probably be playing him over Bazley. Now, Bazley isn't getting the shine and opportunity, right? Like, it's things like that. Lakers, you use the California Classic to kind of gauge guys. Okay, this guy's really standing out. This guy, it's like a tryout, right? Again, Eric Dixon's already on the team. He doesn't need a tryout. As far as connect and stuff like that, that's just to get reps, right? Like, that's all that is. But as far as Bazley goes in general, I was talking about this earlier. I think he is worth another look one in Summer League. If he kind of continues to show what he's shown, I think you got to at least bring, I don't know if I bring him on the main roster yet, but I think you got to bring him on a two-way. Let him get some real reps, bring him to training camp, let him kind of work his way up, work his way in. It's just, I want to see the Lakers kind of get more kind of veteran guys, proven guys right now. I think that's what the Lakers need more. And the Lakers are very limited on roster spots. Right? So you're going to waive Shake Milton to bring in Bazley, right? That's probably not the best, allocation of that roster spot. But I think you bring him in on a two-way, let him kind of work it out for a year. And then, now you kind of guys fall off the books and boom, now you can come in and play a role. The Lakers need DeAnthony Melton badly. I really would love DeAnthony Melton. I think everyone's kind of waiting on Bradley Beal. I think that'll kind of dictate, where some of these other guys go. How do you feel about Bazley? Oh, I was just talking about that. I like Bazley a lot. I do think he's trying to do a little too much. Right? I really wish one of the coaching staffs would kind of talk to him and be like, hey, dude, you need, because he's not he's trying to show he can be the guy, right? He's trying to, show I can shoot, I can make plays, I could do this, I could do that, rather than playing within a system. Because that's what he's going to be playing. He's going to be playing a role, right? Him doing all out there trying to be Lamar Odom, that's great. It's awesome that he could do that. He's not going to be able to get that. He's not going to be able to do that on the Lakers. Right. So he's starting to shoot more threes. He's starting to kind of show, like, I thought he was much more in control, showing that he could pass out of the post, things like that, things that we just didn't see in the last 2 games. So I'm hoping that, the team's kind of talking to him, right? Like, we need to see from Bazley that he can defend, rebound, do the dirty work, play a role, right? He's shown he can do everything, but like play a role, right? He looks good because he has the ball in his hands and he's cooking, right? But like the end of the game where he got the game winner, right? Dalton misses, boom, he gets the rebound, put back, slam. Those are the kind of things that are going to get him on the roster. I think he's looked great. I think he's the exact type of prototype that the Lakers need, and they need it badly. But he's got to be able to show he can play a role, not just be the guy in summer league, right? And I feel like he's trying to show, you see it a lot with young guys, right? They're trying to make a roster. They're trying to prove themselves. They're trying to show that I belong in the league. But sometimes, self-awareness is important, right? Situational awareness is important, right? And I really hope somebody is talking to him going like, hey, dude, like, you need, like, that play at the end of the game, more of that. More hustle plays, more dirty work, more showing like, hey, you can play within a system and make big plays and make game winners. What's the buzz? If I'm not mistaken, didn't Mo Wagner re-sign? Or Wagner, Mo Wagner. Didn't he sign back with Orlando, if I'm not mistaken? I remember seeing something about him. Yeah. He returned on a 1-year deal with the Magic. So yeah, I was right. Yeah, so he's still with the Magic. So many expiring contracts we can trade. Yes. And that's one of the Lakers' most valued assets are the expiring contracts. But they're also appreciating assets, right? Like, the closer you get to trade deadline, the more that those become valuable, right? Like, you're not going to get the value for those expirings right now like you will at the trade deadline. So again, like, Rob has to continue to be patient and find those right moves and find those right trades. Let's see. I'm so mad that we lost Melton to the Warriors. I know it's not official, but he ain't coming. Rob is stupid. Sign him despite him being a great fit. I mean, again, like, who knows where he ends up going? I mean, look, it depends on what the Lakers get, right? Like, there's talks about the Lakers landing Marcus Smart, Bradley Beal. Like, if the Lakers land Marcus Smart and Bradley Beal, then they were right to leave Melton. It just depends on what ends up happening, right? And you got to remember, Melton's still a risk, right? Like, I mean, the guy's coming off an ACL tear. It's not the career ender it used to be, but still, like, who knows if he can even play this year? I get we don't need offense, but Beal is on a minimum that we talking about. Exactly, 100%. Right? Like, again, you have to do that, right? Like, we need defense without a doubt. That's the biggest priority. But sometimes there's things that are worth value. Like, a good deal is a good deal, right? Like, you might go to the store to go buy something, but if you find a good deal, it's like, man, like, I can get, 2 for 1 on eggs. Like, I'm not here for eggs, right? Like, I need milk terribly, right? But man, this is such a good deal on eggs. How could I not buy this, right? Like, that's kind of the thing, right? Luka, Kleba, and Knecht for Banchero. If only. If we could get back, like, Banchero by himself, I would sell the farm to go get. I'm not trading Luka, because the idea would be trading Luka for Banchero. I don't even think Orlando would trade Banchero for Luka, but because they'd want to pair him up. But yeah, not trading Luka. But if they bump, Nico Harris became the GM for Orlando and was like, hey, how do you like Banchero with Luka? I would be like, I really like that. Here, whatever you want. Here's $1 million under the table. Very glad that Dalton had an amazing game. He needs a night like this just to get his confidence back a bit. Yeah, offensively, I thought he was fantastic. I'm still very disappointed in his defense. Again, they were switch hunting him in Summer League. Like, that's terrible. Like, he's been so bad defensively that Summer League teams are like, hey, switch on to him and you can get an easy bucket. That's not good. Like, if that continues, he's getting traded. What about Darius Bazley on a 2-way and see how he does as a wing? Yes, 100%. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, bring him in on a 2-way. Let him get some opportunities throughout the course of regular season. Let's see what he does. Luka's going to spoon feed Ayton like a child eating Fruit Loops. 1,000%. That's facts too. Good. Hang on. Pull this down. There we go. Glad Ayton and Jake are officially here. I'm really excited for both of them and think they could be good for us. Ayton about to go crazy, and I'm here for it. Yeah, Ayton has the potential to be amazing. Like I said, I mean, we could, by the time the season's over, I wouldn't be shocked if we're like, okay, this is clearly the franchise. Like these two guys are who we're building the franchise around. Um, the I think Jake LaRavia, I think is going to surprise a lot of people. A lot of people. He really was starting to come into his own with Portland. But before he ended up breaking his hand, breaking his finger. Like I think he's a guy that really, or not Portland, Sacramento. Sorry, Sacramento. That was really. I mean, he was averaging like 18 a game at that point. Like he's a guy I really like. I'm really kind of excited for. I think I think those two are gonna be really good. I really do. I think people are gonna be very pleasantly surprised. And like I said, I can't wait till because right now everyone's like, oh, Lakers are trash, Ayton's trash, blah blah blah. That's why everyone keeps getting rid of that bum, blah blah blah. As soon as the Lakers start cooking, you already know we're gonna hear, oh, Lakers are a super team, it's rigged, the NBA rigged it for DeAndre Ayton, blah blah blah, boo hoo. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. Again, like I mentioned, it's simply because again, he's already on the roster. Like he doesn't need like the California Classic isn't Vegas Summer League. Like California Classic, they're trying to see which guys do they like to carry over in the Summer League, right? Eric Dixon doesn't need to try out. He's already on the roster. Guys like Baisley and things like that, they need to try out, right? So that's all it is. Tyler, how about Johnny Davis? The shooting is suspect, but his defense has potential. I wouldn't hate it. Isn't he like 22, 23, something like that too? Again, like my problem is like Lakers really need two-way guys. And if you're going to get a guy that's suspect shooting the basketball, I'd rather go get a guy like a Marcus Smart or something like that. Right? I'd rather go get a veteran route guy because he'll know how to impact the game more than somebody like a Johnny Davis. I just like, again, if he was like a throw in something, sure. You know, like, oh, here's him for the 15th roster spot, sure. But like to go trade for him, I'd probably not. I'd probably like hold off. Left massive. What is Rob doing? Being patient. Like I said, we'll see what ends up developing. If something happens and is there. Do you think Rui gets traded also? Yes. I think he has to at this point. Right? Like he's the best, most sizable tradable asset that the Lakers have, unless they do decide to trade Austin Reeves. As much as I love Rui, he's an awkward fit now, and you don't need him anymore because the offense that he was providing, DeAndre Ayton's going to give you, right? I mean, you could use his shooting, but you need the defense, things like that more. Like DeAndre Ayton's going to come in, he's probably going to average 15 to 20 points, right? I wouldn't be surprised if it's closer to 20. You're not going to need Rui's 13. Right, like you're gonna need somebody that can defend out on the perimeter, right? Unless Rui's like willing to take a bench role, but then he's also probably just gonna leave you, right, in the offseason to go somewhere else, right? So if you're the Lakers, it's like you might as well trade him to get something for him rather than just losing him for nothing. I agree. Lakers getting Ayton is a gamble, but people are acting like he's a living cancer. The Luka Ayton pick and roll is the best action in basketball, 1,000%. That's good. I wonder if that's even like a bet. I would be willing to throw money on that, like on a Vegas like bet. If that is the Luka Ayton pick and roll the best offensive action in all of basketball next year? I think it will be. Right? Like I think that will be the best play in all of basketball. Again, DeAndre Ayton, if I'm not mistaken, he was like number one in pick and roll, like points per possession in the pick and roll, if I'm not mistaken, last year. He's one of the best in all of basketball. Let's see. Not sure Beal is a good fit with the Lakers. Bucks would be a nice fit and makes the most sense. Honestly, Clippers make the most sense. I mean, you could argue the Bucks because you're in the East, but Clippers, I mean, Clippers are deep. Like, much as it pains me to say it, it's just the reality. Look, Bucks and Clippers are the best fit for Bradley Beal. I'm not really worried about Beal's fit so much. I think you can make it work. I think you could scatter it, and I think it's worth the risk. The problem is like if you bring in Beal, Austin Reeves, right? Like if we knew, like if the Lakers were shopping Austin Reeves right now and we knew they were shopping Austin Reeves right now, I'd be screaming to go get Bradley Beal. Like promise him he's starting, give him the full biannual, make it happen, right? Like I think the fit with Bradley Beal is a little overblown. Oh, people are acting like, Lakers, like it's going to be Westbrook level, right? Like I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I don't think it's going to be like as smooth as it would be with like the Clippers or the Bucks. That's for sure. Kobe coming out with another $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. OKC, Houston, Denver are clear different class than the rest of the West. Feels like a year we should be stacking resources rather than finishing 5 through 9. So, I mean, again, it depends on what the Lakers end up doing. I agree with you on paper right now. OKC, Houston, and Denver are terrifying. I still am not fully sold on Houston yet. They are, again, on paper, ridiculous. However, outside of Kevin Durant, they still have an offensive efficiency issue, right? Like Kevin Durant's going to help that a ton, right? But unless like Şengün really starts taking some strides offensively and, Amin Thompson and Jabari, like these young guys really start taking offensive strides. Like if Kevin Durant has a bad shooting night, they're not going to be able to score the basketball. Like that was they have the same problem last year that they have this year. It's just not as bad, right? So like I still want to see Houston. They're going to be really good. They're going to be probably a top, 1 or 2 seed in the Western Conference. They're going to look really good like they did last year. But like I wouldn't be shocked if they're still kind of like middle of the pack offensively, right? Like maybe instead of like 30th, or I think it was like 23rd or whatever, right? Instead of that, maybe they're like 18th, right? Like, yes, they're better. They're much better defense or offensively, but I don't know if they're going to be that like, I want to see, right? Because, they'll be more consistent offensively, but their issue last year was the offense, right? It's Kevin Durant by himself at this stage of his career, at his age and everything. Is he going to be able to carry an offense by himself? Because it's essentially what you're asking him to do. But we'll see, right? Because again, Dorian Finney-Smith doesn't solve the offense. Great utility guy, great, two-way guy, all of that. But they had those. Like they have those guys. They needed guys that could go self-create. They needed guys that could go and just go get you buckets, right? Like Jalen Green was the only guy that they had last year, but he was incredibly inconsistent. Kevin Durant's the only guy that they have this year, right? And yes, he's ultra consistent, one of the best ever, right? But again, if he has 2 bad nights in the playoffs, they could be getting eliminated, right? Denver's the team I fear the most. Denver, like OKC, are they going to be able to repeat? I don't know. That team's going to get expensive quick. I mean, SGA just got like a historically great thing. No doubt about OKC's definitely in the conversation, but and look, they're champions until proven otherwise. So you definitely got to respect it. But we haven't seen somebody repeat since the Warriors in what was it like 2017 or whatever, right? Like so it's just, are they going to break the mold or are they not? Denver's the team I'm really worried about because I think Cam Johnson is a better natural fit than Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr.'s upside when he's on is higher than Cam Johnson, but Cam Johnson, he fits so much smoother. He's a much cleaner fit. And then they also brought Bruce Brown back, who had his best seasons alongside Jokic, and then also added in Tim Hardaway Jr., who gives you some shooting, right? And if they can figure out the Valanciunas situation, gives them an actual backup that, defensively sucks, but Jokic isn't like this all-world defensive player, but it gives you just a quality backup that can go get you buckets and kind of keep the offense afloat while while Jokic is getting some rest. It's a team that's going to be tough, really tough. But as far as like stacking resources rather than finishing 5th through 9th, I think it depends on what else the Lakers end up doing, right? Again, like we have to keep in mind, we have seen Luka do more with less than probably any player in this league since LeBron, right? And you're going to have a healthy, motivated, ready. We've seen Luka beat teams that people thought were going to win the championship by himself, right? Like just shredding the Clippers team that year, just shredding them, right? So like this team, like don't sleep on Luka. Like, what is a healthy, motivated, hungry Luka alongside a healthy, motivated LeBron James and a healthy, motivated DeAndre Ayton look like? Right? They're going to be they probably are the best offense in basketball. It's just, can they get enough stops defensively? Right? You look at Denver, when they won the championship. They were 15th in defense in the regular season. They were the second worst defense in the postseason. But they were so good offensively, so efficient offensively that no one could beat them. The closest anyone got to was the Phoenix Suns, and that was Devin Booker shot like a historic 72% or whatever it was from the field, right? Like, it's never happened before, and it's never happened since, right? So, like, again, don't sleep on the Lakers. But also, again, it depends on what the Lakers finish doing, right? Like, if they go get like an Andrew Wiggins, like, I don't think the Lakers are far from being in that conversation with Houston, Denver, and OKC. None of those teams have a Luka and a LeBron. Say what you want about LeBron, he needs off the team, blah, 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 whatever. However you feel about LeBron, he's still a top 10 player. He's still an all NBA team. He's still a guy that can go, if healthy, still, control a game, not to the level he could when he was younger, but you also have Luka now. What does a full season of Luka and LeBron look like? Like, I don't think the Lakers are that far. Right? They might already be there. I don't know. Like, we got to see what it looks like. I really worry about the defense. But again, maybe if they're serviceable enough, they're clearly the best offensive team in the league, right? Like, it might be enough. Do you think Vando, again, thank you, Kobe. Do you think Vando gets traded? I'm on the fence on it. I think if the Lakers could trade Vando, I think that they would, just to get off of his contract. I don't know if they necessarily should. I just think it depends on what you were to get back for Vando, right? Like, if or even if it's not what you get back for Vando, but like, if you solved kind of your issue, like, let's say the Lakers did get Herb Jones and Andrew Wiggins, then you don't really need Jared Vanderbilt, right? So then, yeah, if you can turn them into something else, turn them into something else. I just think it depends. I'm kind of on the fence about it. If the Lakers could trade him, my guess is that they would, just to kind of get off his contract. But we'll see. We'll see. Bronny might have some trade value. Rob, do your job. Send a message to Bron like he did. Even if LeBron leaves, I would love to keep Bronny James. Dude, Bronny James is excellent defensively. He still needs to work on his offensive game. Don't get me wrong. He needs to work on his three ball still. Even though his shot looks more refined, right? I like what we're seeing with Bronny. Bronny is the exact type of guard we need, like, desperately. A legit point of attack, 3-and-D, like a souped up athletic Gabe Vincent would be fantastic. We're all screaming to go get DeAnthony Melton. Bronny James, if he becomes a more athletic DeAnthony Melton, like, that's perfect, right? Like, you need those guys, right? Like, you trade Bronny, and now it's like, okay, well, oh man, you know what we could have used? A Bronny James, right? Like Bronny might be able to have an impact as soon as this season, defensively at least. But let's see. Let's see. Bro, whoops, darn it. Hang on, give me a second. Oh, darn it. Just hang on, give me a second. It just refreshed. Bear with me 1 second. Shoot. I lost my spot. I'm trying to find it because I still have the comment up. So, there it is. Boom. Okay. Perfect. We're back. Ooh, I just passed it. There we go. Okay. All right. There we go. Bro, 9 of 18 is not good. Are we playing bad tonight and got lucky? We are not getting nothing done. You're talking about Dalton Knecht shooting? Did you say 9 of 18 isn't good? The man shot 50% from the floor, including from 3-point range. 9 of 18 is like, if he did that for a season, that's like all-time great. That's like Wilt Chamberlain numbers. That's very good. Did they get lucky and win that game? Sure. But, like, the Dalton Knecht being 9 of 18, if that's what you're talking about, I don't know what else you'd be talking about. Like, that is, I mean, literally that's 50%. I mean, how much better do you want somebody to shoot? He's not a center that's just getting lob threats all game. That's a guy that's shooting the basketball off the dribble or catch and shoot. That's like insane. Like that's like insanely. Like that's very. If he did that for a season, probably be the best player on the Lakers. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something to me. We dusted off the big pitchforks early. What's going on, Bugga? How you doing, buddy? No, not yet. We still have time. Still have time. Patience is a virtue. Let's see. Give up Gabe and Rui for Michael Porter Jr. Problem is, just doesn't really solve your defensive issues. Yeah, like I would probably not do that. I think his contract is rough. Beal can literally go anywhere. Not the Clippers. Yeah, I get that. I feel that. That's real. Look, as painful as it is, if I remove my Laker bias for a moment, the Clippers do make a lot of sense for him. A lot. What do you think one Beal situation gets done? We will see some trades. Yeah, I mean, kind of feels that way. I don't know about trades, but like just moves in general, right? Like, I mean, Lakers are gonna have to make a trade. Even if the Lakers want to land Bradley Beal, Lakers would have to make a trade to get it done, right? Because he's probably gonna want the biannual, which is fine. You give him the biannual, right? $5 million. You could pay Bradley Beal $15 million. It'd be a super value contract. So my guess is that once Bradley Beal situation gets resolved, then I think you'll start seeing some more traction. Right? Because like I said, if you get Bradley Beal, then Lakers are going to do other things. If they don't get Bradley Beal, then Lakers are going to do other things, right? So Ayton is what Luka needs, but more. Yeah. Like DeAndre Ayton is the exact if you were to build a center for Luka, DeAndre Ayton is the type of guy you would build. Right. Ayton looks so happy to be a Laker. He does. Like I said, he looks great. He said all the right things, and I love it. I loved what we saw in that introductory, right? But it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it. I need to see it. I need to see you do it. I love what you said. I'm in your corner. You got me, right? Let's go. Let's go to war together. I'm with you, right? I'm swinging away with you. Let's go, right? But I need to see you, live up to the words, right? Let's see. Getting rid of Knecht would be stupid mistake. The guy can score the ball, and he did it regularly last year in games that count. Problem is, again, Lakers don't really need more guys that can score the basketball. They need guys that can defend, right? Like again, Dalton Knecht doesn't have to be elite defensively, but he's got to at least. Again, he's getting switch hunted in summer league, right? What do you think teams are going to do? Like Dalton Knecht, I love Dalton Knecht. I want to keep Dalton Knecht, but I'm so disappointed in what we've seen in Dalton Knecht defensively. I don't care. He could have dropped 50 tonight. We know he can score the basketball. We're not worried. Like I'm not worried. Even when I made a video about it when he was he was basically unplayable offensively these last 2 summer league games. And I said, I don't care. I'm not worried about his offense. I know his offense is going to turn around. The last thing I'm worried about is his offense. I'm worried about his defense. Can he stay in front of guys? He can't. He's getting blown by and just destroyed in summer league. Right? Like, why did he fall? He didn't fall out of the rotation and not get minutes in the playoffs because he is a terrible offensive player. It's because he's a terrible defensive player. Right? Like, I want to see Dalton Knecht be serviceable. Like, you shouldn't be getting torched every position. Like, there's no reason a summer league team should be switch hunting you at the end of a game. Right? Like, take some pride. Feel embarrassed. Right? Lakers don't need Dalton Knecht to score 30 a night. You don't need him to. Right? Like, you have 15 other guys to do that. And he's probably not going to get the opportunities to do that. Right? At least anytime soon. And that's my problem. If Ayton didn't have the controversies, the Lakers would be title favorites. That's literally the only reason why people are talking what they're talking. Right? But like I said, I cannot wait. Because as soon as that starts to click, all of a sudden we're going to hear all the, Lakers are, they're a super team. How much help does LeBron need? Right? Like, you're going to start hearing all the nonsense, and I can't wait for it. I am so happy. Not be fun in LA when Clippers are better than Lakers, man. I have seen some goons in LA downtown today trolling us. The thing is, though, too, like with the Clippers, I'll believe it when I see it. Every year for the last 20 years, literally, dating back to Lob City, every year it's the Clippers year. Every year, right? It's been 15 years, but literally every year, Clippers are one of the best teams, right? Every year you look at their team on paper and you're like, man, this team is stacked. This team is ridiculous. And every year they're a first or second round exit. I mean, dude, the Lakers have more conference finals appearances and championships in the last 15 years than the Clippers do. And the Clippers, the last 15 years, in total, have been much better than the Lakers, right? And yet, Lakers are still winning more. It's just, again, Clippers, they could go get Bradley Beal and Chris Paul, and that roster would be ridiculous. I mean, you're talking James Harden, Bradley Beal, Kawhi Leonard, John Collins, and Ivica Zubac, with Chris Paul, Chris Dunn, Nicholas Batum, Ivica Zubac, and who else am I? I know I'm missing somebody else, but Derrick Jones Jr., right? I mean, that's insane. Your bench five could be a starting five in the league, right? And probably beat some of these bum teams. But I don't believe it until I see it. Every year, they're 15 deep and have, all these superstars and all this talent and all this stuff. They get James Harden with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and they fizzle out, right? Every year, it's the same thing. It's how many times am I going to see the Clippers do that and then just fail, right? Again, everything could go right for the Clippers, but until I actually see them win it, I can't fully buy into it. If they get Bradley Beal and Chris Paul, that team is terrifying, without a doubt. They should be a contender. They should probably be the favorites in all of basketball, right? But again, it's just I can't. Again, it's not even a Laker Clipper thing. It's just I need to be able to see it, right? How many times can you be the favorites to win the whole thing and keep losing in the first or second round? At how many times can you keep letting us down? And it's okay, Keith, remember, don't be one of those guys screaming that the Lakers have a super team. Knecht's a shooter. I mean, he's more than a shooter, but let's see. Bro, that happens every time we're on a winning streak. Yeah, facts. It's, Lakers are dumb. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Let's see. Chat explained to me. Oh, chat. The Lakers traded for Mark Williams, and a lot of people are saying it's a great pickup. But when Ayton signed with Lakers, all of a sudden it's not a great pickup. Because again, people just want to clown on the situation. It's literally just his baggage, right? Let's see. Bro, I hate it when AD took threes, man. I don't want a single pull-up from Ayton. LOL. I mean, I don't mind if it's on occasion, right? There was stretches where Anthony Davis was taking 5 threes a game. I don't want to see that, right? But I don't mind if you're within the flow of the offense, you're wide open, especially if you could shoot it. I don't mind you if it makes sense, right? But I don't want plays they were running play designs to get Anthony Davis wide open threes. I don't want that. Right. Again, if it's in the mix of the offense and you're wide open, shoot it. Because you're hurting the team more than you're not by shooting the bat. Unless it's Shaq shooting threes. But DeAndre Ayton has shown he can shoot three ball. So if DeAndre Ayton through the course of the action ends up top of the key with the ball and you're wide open and everyone's got established position, shoot it. Shoot the ball, right? Because now everyone's expecting you to shoot. Everyone's waiting for it. Guys are in position and you just messed up the flow of the offense. Now you're scrambling to get a contested shot. right? Shoot the ball. Like it has to make sense, right? Like I don't want Lakers designing plays to get Ayton wide open looks at the top of the key. Like I don't want that. Like that's my concern. Let's see. Ayton is better than Austin for the Lakers. Hot take. I don't think that's a hot take because again, Ayton, like Austin Reeves is a redundancy. As much as I like Austin Reeves, as soon as the Lakers traded for Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves became a redundancy. That doesn't mean it can't work. It just means that, they're going to have to figure some stuff out, right? Like a lot of the strengths that Austin Reeves has for this Lakers team, you're not going to be able to maximize in the way that you were able to before you had Luka, right? But DeAndre Ayton is a guy that is exactly the type of player we need. Saw it alongside the exact type of player that will set him up and make him look like a superstar. Like, I don't think that's really a hot take. I mean, I think like Ayton is better for the Lakers than Austin Reeves is. Rui's got to go for sure. Yeah. If the Clippers sign Beal, they might win the West. We can't allow that to happen. Again, I like even if they do, right? Look, they probably should be favored to win it. I just don't buy it. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I can't believe in you until until you prove to me. Like how many times can I, you tell me you're a good shooter, right? And I give you 20 shots and you miss all 20, right? Like, am I really supposed to believe you're going to make the 21st? It's like, you told me you were good. You told me you're a shooter. Like, and you're 0 of 20 right now, right? Like, obviously you're not. Oh, it's just a slump. It's just a slump. It's just like, how long am I supposed to believe that? But at some point, it's like, okay, like clearly, until you start making some, I can't believe you. What's going on, Mr. 81? Go get me Kessler. I still would love Kessler. I mean, problem is got 8 but I would still love Kessler. Rui could be bench scoring. He didn't have to go. Problem is, like, you need more than just bench scoring, and Rui is the best way to get it. You need perimeter defense. Like, how do you solve all your issues without trading Rui Hachimura? I wouldn't mind Nick Claxton off the bench. Problem is he's making $27 million. JJ is pushing more threes. He says it in every other game interview. The team 3-point attempts were low. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't mind them taking threes. I just don't want Ayton taking 10 threes. Let's see. Please tell me why we can't get Kai Jones from Dallas Mavericks to Lakers, minimum pay. Please tell me why. Because the problem is, like, Lakers need a more experienced vet guy. Right? Like, how many lob threat centers do you need, and how many young, unproven development centers do you need? Right? Like, could you assign Kai Jones over Jackson Hayes? Sure. But you were able, like, Jackson Hayes now, because he waived his no trade, gives you flexibility to make other moves and do other things. And he already had the chemistry and built in, like, and we know what he can do during at least the regular season if he has to start in a pinch. Like, there's still a lot of questions with Kai Jones. Right? Like, I wouldn't hate it if it happened, but he's kind of the last thing we need right now. We need a more proven, like, backup big. Ideally, somebody that gives you a different look from a if the reports are true and Chicago might buy out Nikola Vucevic, I think you need a guy like him more than you need a Kai Jones, right? Because he's a guy that can rebound, he's proven, he can spread the floor, it gives you a completely different look from Ayton. I'd rather have Malcolm Brogdon than Bradley Beal. Malcolm Brogdon is the bigger need because of his two-way capabilities, but Bradley Beal gives you the higher upside, higher ceiling. And the problem is, the Lakers are probably not going to be able to solve all of their issues. So give me the higher ceiling guy. Thank you, Arthur. Yes, if you haven't yet, please take a quick second, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to close in on 28,000. I know I'm getting close to 28,000. And let me pull up exactly how much I'm at. I am at. Oh, hang on. Sorry, bear with me a second. I am at 27,901. So I need 99 more subscribers. Hit that subscribe button for me. Hit that like button for me. And thank you, Arthur. I appreciate it. Go probably about 15 more minutes. That'll be an hour and a half. It's getting late where I'm at. It's almost 1:30 in the morning. So Yeah, seriously, someone please go east. Facts. I would start Bradley Beal and bring Reeves off the bench. Honestly, forgot Brogdon was in the league. Brogdon is like one of the best ideal guys to slot in alongside Luka Doncic. The problem with the problem with Malcolm Brogdon is like you don't know if he's going to play 20 games or like 50 games, right? And even 50 games is low, right? Like that's the problem. Like the one problem with Brogdon is just the lack of playability, right? Like because the best ability is availability. Let's see. Austin is not coming off the bench. I don't think he is either, which is the issue. Let's see. Let Dalton develop. He's a great player, man. How people cannot say no one's saying that he's not a great player. Again, he's just because he's a great player doesn't mean it's what the Lakers need, right? Like, and just because he's a great player doesn't mean he's going to be able to develop in the way that you need him to under the Lakers, right? Like Dalton Knecht. You also got to keep in mind Dalton Knecht's 24, right? Like he's 2 years from entering his prime, right? Like, and how much better is he going to develop, right? Like again, people see the offense and get lost in the allure, which I get. It's fun, it's exciting. You see Dalton Knecht just like go, he's 0-5, and all of a sudden he knocks down 5-3, and everyone gets like, oh, like look at the shiny toy, right? But again, just because like that doesn't mean that's necessarily what's best for the Lakers, right? Yes, I like Dalton Knecht, but I am a Laker fan. I was a Laker fan before Dalton Knecht. I was a Laker fan after Dalton Knecht. Right? Same thing with Austin Reeves. I like Austin Reeves. As much as people like to pretend like I don't like Austin Reeves, I've defended Austin Reeves a ton when it's warranted. I've also been fair and criticized Austin Reeves when it's warranted. I like Austin Reeves. I think he's great. But I like the Lakers more. And I want what's best for the Lakers. And I believe what's best for the Lakers is getting two-way capability players alongside Luka Doncic, not another wish version of Luka Doncic, right? Like, so again, Dalton Knecht. I like Dalton Knecht. I think he's great. I think in the right situation, he could be everything we want him to be. Like if he went to a team like the Wizards, like I thought the Charlotte trade was great for him. Great for him. I thought if anyone won that trade, it's Dalton Knecht because he's going to get to go to a team where he's going to be able to do what he needs to do. But again, that doesn't mean like what's best for the Lakers, right? Dalton Knecht isn't necessarily what's best for the Lakers. Lakers have no bench, period. That's why they got to work on it. Right? This isn't a finished product. There's a lot that needs to still be done. We should have gotten Beal. They still can. Beal, unless something happened while I'm in the middle of this live stream, which I haven't gotten a notification for. Yeah, Derek White type player is exactly what we need. Let's see. Knecht is inconsistent. I think this is who he is. Even if he does get better, the problem isn't his offense. Like we know he can score the basketball. Right? Like there's no concerns about the basketball side of things. It's the defense side of things. Can he defend? And I've been incredibly disappointed. Again, they were switch hunting him in summer league. Right? Like if they're doing that in summer league, what do you think teams are going to do in the regular season, especially come playoff time? Right? Like that's my problem. Let's see. Once the Bills situation is done, we will see some trades or maybe Pelinka be like, we good. I hope he isn't like we good. No, I think some moves will get done. Because like I said, depending on where, like if Bradley Beal goes to Lakers, you're making a different set of moves based on that. If he doesn't go to Lakers, then you're making a different set of moves based on that, right? Like, because if you get a Bradley Beal, maybe now you're not looking to go bring in a Marcus Smart. It's like, we kind of got a guard position. Like, yeah, we could use the defense, but we don't want 15 guards on this roster. So let's go pivot over here, right? So on and so forth. But yeah, please educate Kevin. Seriously. Oh, got another super chat. Cosman, come out $2 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate that. DK came in clutch. D Baisley was big time tonight. Yes. I really liked what I saw from both of them. I'm really liking what I see from Baisley. I was talking about earlier. I don't know if you were here, Cosman. But I really like what we're seeing from Baisley. I want to see him kind of like he's trying to do a little too much, which is understandable. A lot of summer league guys do that, right? They're trying to prove that they can be a guy in the league, right? I want to see him kind of play more of a role. Like that possession where Dalton Knecht missed the shot and then he got the game-winning dunk. I want to see more of that. Play within a role. Dalton Knecht's got the ball. Boom, I'm boxing out. I'm setting picks. I'm doing the dirty work, right? Because that's the role he's going to play on the Lakers. I like what we've seen from Baisley. I wouldn't bring him on the main roster just because Lakers have so many needs and so limited roster spots right now. But I would definitely bring him on a two-way if he continues to play like this through summer league. He's shown all the glimpses of what you want and what this Lakers team needs. 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, athletic, versatile, can defend 1 through 5. Right? Like he's the exact type of player that the Lakers need. Still 25 years old, right? He's young, but I need to see that consistency, and I'm hoping that the coaching staff is like, hey, you're not going like if you make the main roster, you're not making the main roster to be a superstar. You're not making the main roster to be out there, doing your best Lamar Odom impression. You're there to play a role, defend, buy in, right? I need to see more of that. Can you play within the system type thing? And then Dalton Knecht was, absolutely. I mean, the guy lights out. But again, like that's my thing, right? We know Dalton Knecht can shoot the lights out. We know he can be clutch. He's hit big shots. He's had big moments, right? All those things, 1,000%. But I'm so disappointed in his defense. Right? Like it's like he's worse defensively. I don't know if he's just like, feels like he's above summer league or what. I don't know what it is, but he has not looked good at all defensively. It's just that's frustrating to me because again, I'm not expecting him to be elite at all. I'm not expecting him to be this like absolute clamp defensive player, but I'd like to see him at least be not getting switch hunted in summer league at the end of games, like take some pride. Like I would be embarrassed. Like I'd be doing everything. I'd give a hard flagrant just to like send a message, right? Like, but anyway, I appreciate you. Seriously, thank you. What do you think Mark Walter grades this offseason so far? I don't even know if he's involved in it so far. I mean, one, the it's not even official, and two, he's leaving Jeannie and Rob. I mean, I think a fair grade would be probably like a B. All right. I mean, you solved your center position potentially for the next 6 to 8 years, right? If this works out, and you got the exact type of center without having to give up any assets or nothing, right? So you still have all the same assets to go pull off a trade and everything. You got a young, versatile wing. You ended up hitting a guy that many people thought was a top 15 pick in the first round of this year's draft, but then got hurt and fell, right? Like, I mean, Rob Pelinka's done some good things, right? It's just, we're an impatient fan base, right? Like we want everything done immediately, and things take time. Like we needed a center, right? He got potentially a franchise center for us, right? And arguably the best center that the Lakers could potentially have gotten, right? Like even via trade probably could have gotten, right? Like, and then on top of that, got a young, versatile 3-and-D guy. So Jake LaRavia is better right now than when we originally traded for Rui Hachimura, right? Not saying that Jake LaRavia is better than Rui Hachimura right now. I'm talking about 3-4 years ago when we traded for Rui Hachimura, when Rui was Jake LaRavia's age. Jake LaRavia is better right now than Rui was at that time, right? So again, like Lakers have done a good job. Like people are acting like Lakers got a bunch of like we were all talking about if the Lakers landed Mark Williams, and I mean even Laker haters were talking about if the Lakers landed Mark Williams, they would have won the championship this year, right? And now they land DeAndre Ayton, and everyone's like, "Oh, Lakers are trash." Like, make it make sense, right? Like, make it make sense. I think Rob has more respect for Austin because he took such a cheap deal before as well. Well, he took the most he could get. I mean, it wasn't that he took a cheap deal. It's just that's just based on league rules. That's all he could get. It wasn't like he could have gotten 30 million and took 13. It's just that was the most that they could give him. still on my team come October. I might have to go out straight. Two teams, Indy and OKC, only made minimal changes to the roster. Both ended up in the finals. Yeah, but they were already stacked. Like they were already there, right, and stacked. And I mean, OKC, they made two major moves, but they were, I mean, Alex Caruso was all defensive, literally all NBA, all defensive first team, and was shooting 40% from three when they acquired him. And Isaiah Hartenstein was, like looking like a defensive anchor for the Knicks. Like they didn't just get some like random guy, like they got some like real players. But like I say it all the time, don't underestimate the value of one or two guys. This is the NBA, right? Like the NBA is one guy can make all the difference, right? Like if the Lakers have DeAndre Ayton in these last playoffs, do they lose to Minnesota? Maybe, but they also might run through Minnesota, right? Like there's so many, like one guy can be the difference between you winning or losing. Tyler, do you think LeBron trade at the deadline nets a good return? I don't think LeBron gets traded at all. It's just me personally. It's kind of one of those. Every year we're in the same boat, and every year he's on the Lakers roster, right? Like, but yes, because any team that's going to trade for him is going to have to match salaries. So Lakers are going to get a good return regardless, right? Like, the Cavs, for example, like they have, like people are like, oh, they're not trading Jared Allen and Darius Garland from. They have no choice. It's not like, CBA. There's rules in the NBA, right? Like they have no choice. Right? They have to make that trade. Like they have to trade both of those guys. Problem is those guys don't make sense for the Lakers now. So do you go flip them into something else, right? Like probably, and regardless, that trade would have to be a 3-4 team trade anyway. So do you go turn, whatever Darius Garland into assets and then go turn that? So yeah, the Lakers would get a good return because any team that trades for him would have to. They'd have to give up because you have to match salaries and all kinds of stuff. And LeBron's not going to go to some scrub team, right? He's going to go to a contender. He's going to go to a team that he feels can win a championship. All right, do a couple more questions and get out of here because it is getting late. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something me real quick. When do you think Mark Walters' personnel and money kicks in for the Lakers, scouting, medical, and more? I mean, well, Lakers already, which I think came from Mark Walters. So Lakers last offseason, revamped their entire medical and training department. Right? And then Mark Walters ends up buying the Lakers, and like they were reports that this was going on for like years. I don't think that's a coincidence. Lakers were very healthy last year, considering, right? Most of the guys that were hurt already. Like Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent were hurt already, came back. Like our medical team did a really good job last year. So I mean, Luka was hurt all year in Dallas, came to Lakers and was healthy, finished the year, right? He just needed to shed some pounds, right? But like I think Mark Walters' money and everything is already coming in. The thing is though, too, is like Mark Walters' money isn't going to impact in the way that many people think it is. Like the NBA still has, salary caps and, apron restrictions and all that stuff. Mark Walters' money will help if an Alex Caruso situation happens, right? Because now it's like, okay, is he worth paying and keeping? Yes, then pay him and keep him, right? Like that's the difference. Like Mark Walters isn't going to be able to come in and just throw a bunch of money around and buy us an NBA championship. Can't do it. Baseball doesn't have an apron, right? NBA does. So like Mark Walters' money is not going to help the way they do. But I do think Mark Walters, again, Lakers medical staff, like scouting department, all that stuff. Like I think you'll start seeing like Lakers don't have a pro scouting department. Right? Like they're like one of the only teams that don't. If I'm not mistaken, they might be the only team that does it. Like something like that, I think you'll see. Right? All of the impacts that Mark Walters have will be off court stuff. It'll be like we'll have the best doctors, the best training facilities, the best, this, that, and the other, right? Just like we'll have the best farm teams, right? Because he's going to put money into the farming system and stuff like that, right? All right, let's do a couple more here. Let me get out of here. I mean, I'm not saying he's good. I'm not saying, oh, he's talking to somebody else. Let's see. Stop it as soon as we get off LeBron. We're gonna have 60 million free next year. That's not how it works. It's not. LeBron could have played for the vet minimum, and the Lakers would have only had like 16 million in cap space. I don't even think it's that much. I think it was like 14 million. But you know, I mean, if the Lakers let everybody go, like if LeBron, Rui, Austin Reeves, then yeah, they'd have like 100 million in cap space, right? But if they end up, if LeBron, like if they end up re-signing or keep everybody at the same price, and then LeBron leaves, then no, it doesn't work that way. Let's see. Again, wanting to get rid of Dalton Knecht and getting rid of Dalton Knecht are not the same thing, right? Like, again, Dalton Knecht's your best asset. Like, what would you rather have, Adam? Would you rather have a championship or Dalton Knecht? Right? Because if Dalton Knecht could get you a player that potentially wins you a championship, right? Like, again, what's best for the Lakers? I understand liking players, right? I understand being in love with players, but like, either you're a player fan or you're a Laker fan. Like, there's people that are like, I'm a LeBron fan. I'm not a Laker fan. I am a Laker fan by default because of LeBron. Fair. Right? So you want what's best for LeBron. Fair. But I am a Laker fan. LeBron, Luka, whomever. I don't care. I was a Laker fan before. I was a Laker fan after. Obviously, I have my players that I hold to, like Kobe. He's Mr. Laker. That'll always be that for me. But I'm talking about like generally, right? Like if tomorrow you could turn Luka into Giannis and Victor Wembanyama, guess what, Luka? Appreciate you for your half a year service, right? Like LeBron James. If tomorrow you could turn LeBron into Giannis Antetokounmpo, hey LeBron, thank you for your years of service. Thank you for the championship. If you could turn Dalton Knecht into something that makes sense, again, I'd rather you do that. Austin Reeves, any of these guys. Just because I like somebody doesn't mean that they're untradeable. Doesn't mean that the Lakers shouldn't trade that guy. That doesn't mean you trade him for a bag of shit. Like, I don't want Dalton Knecht traded for, peanuts. I want him trade, hey, let's trade Knecht for 2 seconds. Like, that's stupid, right? But if you can turn Dalton Knecht into a clear upgrade, you do it, right? Because again, especially like what's best for the Lakers. I don't care what's best for Dalton Knecht. I care what's best for the Lakers. I'm a Laker fan, right? I'll be a Laker fan if Knecht gets traded or tomorrow Knecht's on the Lakers. Either way. All right, let's do Austin to OKC 4. Problem is I don't really think OKC would take Austin 1-2. I don't know what they would be willing to give up. I don't know. Problem is like all their guys, they'd probably need more than Austin Reeves, if I'm being honest. Because like the way that they play, in which they play, the thing that makes them so great, like you'd have to give up a lot to go get Austin. Let's see. Problem with the Lakers for the last few seasons has always been not enough two-way players. Majority of the roster are one-way players. Not going to cut it. Yeah, I mean, it literally is all one-way players. It's either defensive guys or offense guys. You need to have a mix in the middle. Got to have some guys that can defend also, and hit the shots and whatever. Knecht would eventually average 20 as a starter this year. Even if he did, again, like if he's averaging 20, but he's giving up 30, then he's a net negative, right? Like that's the thing. Bradley Beal is not worth it. It's a waste of time. Bradley Beal's not worth a vet minimum or even like the biannual exception. I could not disagree more. Now again, however you feel about Bradley Beal, I mean the guy is dirt cheap. Let's see. Lakers cannot risk losing Austin Reeves for nothing. At least try and get a 3-and-D guard next to. To be honest, I'm not worried about the Lakers losing Austin Reeves for nothing because Austin Reeves is not going to want to go to is Austin Reeves really going to go to like the Nets or the Wizards next year? Probably not. Right? He's probably going to want to go to a team in which he has a chance to win with, which means any of those teams are going to have to sign and trade for him, right? So, like, I'm not really worried about Austin Reeves leaving for nothing unless he's willing to sign. Like, are the Nets really going to sign Austin Reeves to a $50 million contract? Probably not, right? Like, but you might get one of these teams that are like, well, hey, we could use Austin Reeves. We get off a couple guys, right? Like, so I'm not really worried about the Lakers losing him for nothing, but it's more than that, right? Like, let's see. Sorry, trying to miss it. Me. There's like some of these comments are hilarious. Why is Eric Dixon already playing? Because he's already on the roster, right? He'll play in Las Vegas Summer League, but right now it's California Classic. You're just you're trying to see which guys are you interested in that are going to carry over. All right, trying to find like 2 more good comments. Laravia, 6-man off the bench. I wouldn't be shocked. Like, again, he was averaging 18 a game before he fractured his finger. Like, I think he's gonna get the role and opportunity, especially off the bench. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like 15 a game off the bench, right? Like, he's good. He's better than people give him credit for. Like I said, he is better right now than Rui was when we got Rui 3 or 4 years ago, right? Like, again, I'm not saying he's better than Rui right this second. I'm talking about 3 or 4 years ago, right? And Rui was good for us that year. Yeah, like, I don't think the Lakers are bad. Like, I don't think the Lakers are bad at all. Like, I don't think anyone would be shocked if the Lakers won. Again, you got LeBron James, Luka Doncic, DeAndre Ayton, Austin Reeves, right? Like, Lakers are on paper good. It's just they have a lot of deficiencies. Like, they have a lot of just one-dimensional guys and stuff. Let's see. You're being patient is not working. Other teams are stacking. It's not like the Lakers have done nothing. They literally got a potential franchise center. On top of that, they got a legit 3-and-D guy. On top of that, like, they still have all their assets to make trades and make moves. Let's wait till the end result. I can't judge somebody until the product's like, I can't judge a painter until the painting's finished. Like, a painter throws a couple slabs of paint on their canvas, and I already like, oh man, this painting's trash. Like, it's not done. Right? Like, I just started. Like, give me time. We're 3 months away from training camp. Right? Like, give people time. I understand impatience, but again, let's wait for the end result. If he doesn't do anything, then we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. Right? Let's see. All right. Come on, one more good one, and then I'm gonna get out of here. One more good comment, and then I'm gonna get out of here because it's almost 2 a.m. That's actually a good point. Yeah, that's kind of how I look at him, like an Obi Toppin type, just high energy, high effort, could be a lob threat, kind of Swiss Army knife type guy. I'd love it. Lakers got too many holes to fill. Not gonna fix it in one summer. Next summer, Lakers got flexibility. I don't think the holes are as bad as like maybe 3 kind of upgraded, like 1 clear starter upgrade at the 3, and then like 2 quality bench guys. And I think the Lakers are probably a top 5 team in basketball next year, right? Depending on the guys. Like, I don't think they're that far. Right? Like, no, every team has their holes. Every team has their flaws. Like, no team is going to be the best defense, best offense, best team in the league far away. Like, even OKC had their flaws. They were just able, they almost lost twice, right? Like, they were just able to overcome that, right? If Denver doesn't get hurt and only has like 3 guys healthy, they probably beat OKC, right? Like, so again, winning a championship is a combination of luck, matchups. Like, there's so many things that go into it. I think the Lakers, even right now, I don't think anyone would be shocked if the Lakers won the championship. Right? Everyone would be like, they have Ayton, Luka, LeBron, right? Like you're gonna have a healthy, motivated Luka, all of that. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna skate on out of here. It's almost 2 in the morning where I'm at. So I'm gonna skate on out of here. But you people are beautiful. Real quick, on your way out, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me. Everyone that gave me super chats, thank you so much. Seriously, I really appreciate you. Helps me out a ton. You guys are awesome, and I will see you all in the next one.